Well, we have a great show for you today. And right now, for the first hour, someone who has not been with us for, it's been at least a year, I think.
Over a year.
It's been over a year.
Gracie Gato is here. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
You got to just pull that up a little bit. Yeah, just
Pull it up
so
a
you're
little bit like that?
you're right.
Right to your face.
Right to my face.
There
Yeah,
you
like
go.
that. Okay,
There you
I feel like the OnlyFans chick right now.
If it's right in your face, it makes you feel weird, then you got it in the right place.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got the pelvic bone right here.
Oh my.
Oh, no.
Well, that reminds me. Today's show is audio only. So, Gracie, what have you been up to? It's kind of a general question, but it has been over a year since we've seen you, and
Yes.
and you do have a very interesting project we're going to talk about. But what's been going on?
Well, it's been grim the past year. I kind of disappeared. I was my mother's caregiver for a year.
Oh wow.
So that.
So you mentioned. So sorry to hear about your mom.
Yeah, she passed away, and it was rough, but it took me out of, making whatever, my projects.
Yeah.
So eventually, I'm working on something called Adam's World, and it is a children's television show celebrating neurodiversity.
Okay.
So did you know that 1 out of 36 children in the United States has autism or a form of or on the spectrum?
I didn't know it was that many, but I'm not surprised in a sense because I do know, and I only know a little bit about the subject, but I do know that they've gotten much better at identifying autism than they used to be, certainly.
Right, and I'm definitely on the spectrum myself. So there's not really good representation out there. I've seen the television shows, and they all seem a little robotic or just sort of like an android type character. They were not really like charismatic, and having to deal with working with children who have autism, you got them all over the place. You got some really charismatic kids who are just obsessed with one thing, So I made that a part of the show.
Okay.
So we have Adam, who is my son, and he is autistic nonverbal, and there is absolutely zero representation. And I'm noticing that a lot of other mothers have come up to me saying, "Hey, my kid's autistic nonverbal. I thought I was the only one."
Oh, okay.
And then, I thought I was the only one. And wait a minute, you're gonna make a TV show with a kid who can't talk?
And just so we're clear, so when you say nonverbal, no speech at all?
No speech at all.
Okay, wow.
But he understands everything, and he uses a talking device.
Okay.
So I made that. What was that, Jen? Oh, yeah, that face. Like, what's going on, Jen?
Oh, no. I'm doing other things
okay.
while you guys are, don't look at my face.
Okay. It looked like some really bad news over there.
Oh, no, all is well.
So yeah, it just, I came up with 3 characters, and it kind of sets up the whole show.
Yeah.
And it's, Adam doesn't speak, but he can touch things and upload information directly to his brain.
Okay.
And a lot of internal dialogue.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I get around the whole not talking thing.
Yep.
Because the audience and the kids are in on a secret. And that is, they are super geniuses, only they got to play dumb for the adults.
Oh, interesting.
So, everybody's in on it, but the teachers.
Yeah.
So it's really cute. And, we got one character who's Sam, who is obsessed with numbers. And I've seen that before, where it's like everything is numerical. The girl, Zoe, little blonde pigtails, she runs really fast, and she can run so fast she can travel through time.
Okay.
So it sets up the premise for many adventures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I pitched this already to PBS Kids. I'm waiting to hear back for somebody soon. And I'm doing a Kickstarter to, I'm getting a lot of the, people involved in the autism community as well. So I'm getting, and from both sides, I'm from, LA, and I'm getting the LA side, and I got the East Coast side with the academics, and I'm just sort of marrying the two, and it's becoming really interesting and really, really exciting.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I saw on your website the clip that you had posted, and what is the process in terms of, so basically you're pitching this to PBS and others. What is that process like? What is the process of pitching a series essentially?
Basically it's just what I'm doing right now. This is sort of like a pitch.
Yeah,
You talk about who it's for, why it needs to exist, and and just kind of go from there.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a lot to take on. I would imagine just like going out into the marketplace and pitching it. That almost sounds like more challenging than making the actual content in a sense. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. But luckily there's a hole in media that hasn't been filled yet.
Yeah.
So I'm hopefully I'll get a bunch of copycats and we can help autistic children feel more together and less, ostracized.
Yeah. Is this an idea that you've had for a while to do this?
I've had it for a while. I just haven't really done anything with it.
Yeah.
So at first it was like, something I did for my kid.
Mm-hmm.
Only it was just me and him on his tablet. And I would
really? Yeah.
make little cartoons and stuff, and he would love it.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then, and then I got really, just turned around with the whole the political stuff. Like I just pulled the plug on that.
Yeah.
For now, I don't know if I want to go back to that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're a lost cause, and children. You can help them question reality, question where they come from, and why things are the way they are. There's still hope for the kids, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
The political side is so
they're
toxic.
gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're gone. Yeah. But the children are great. I love working with children.
Yeah.
And especially, after a major death, it really helps heal the heart. So. Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you done anything like that before involving a cartoon project? Or I know you've done, you're from LA and you've done a lot of things.
Well,
in
I dated a lot of animators.
Did you? Yeah.
So that helps. And I actually called in a few animator friends here in the New England area.
Yeah.
And they seem really excited. So that's another thing I'm pitching too. The story takes place in New England, in New Hampshire, and I want to use East Coast animators.
Okay.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Is the idea that will every episode be a full length 30-minute episode or
22 minutes?
22 minutes.
And yeah, hopefully the pilot episode. They are so curious about dinosaurs, they go see them for themselves.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned one of the characters can go so fast she time travels.
Yeah.
No, that's there is. I can't think of anything I've ever seen quite like what you're doing. So you're right. I mean, there is a hole in the market for that, right?
There's a major hole in the market. They have something close. Excuse me. Let me readjust myself here. Yeah. They have something close, and I think there's a show called Attorney Woo.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
That's on Netflix. Yeah, I was doing my market research. I was watching it, and it's like, she is basically unable to live her life normally, but she is a whiz when it comes to law. So that the law is kind of like her superhuman power.
Yeah.
She can recite things really fast.
Yeah.
And that's the way the autistic world works. But it just wasn't as fun.
Okay.
It's like a legal drama, but she's going to solve everything like Matlock.
Right.
And it just disconjointed.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice too, though, that we live in a time where you've got, if you think about it, and I'm sure you've thought about this, if you were doing this 30 years ago, or actually even 20 years ago, the possibilities in terms of where you could go with it, where you could take it and pitch it to, were very limited. But now we live in a time because of streaming, Netflix has a million different shows and, you've got all these streaming services. You could even, put it yourself on YouTube and go with that strategy. You've got so many different options. So it's kind of like, from your perspective, I don't know if you're thinking about it this way, but I would imagine it's kind of like, well, something will work out. You know what I mean?
Eventually.
Because eventually something will work out with this because, there's so many different options.
Yeah, with a big hole in the market.
Right, with a big hole in the market. Exactly.
I want to eventually bring in other characters based on real children. And that's something I want to do eventually, where we could do sweepstakes to get written in to the show, like someone who did something awesome and neurodivergent. We'll write you in the show.
Can we define that term too, neurodivergent, for people who don't know? Because I think that means more than just autism, right? Or does it?
Well, it just means you fall into the spectrum.
Okay.
So yeah, it is autism. Just you're just neurodivergent. You have sensory overload.
Okay.
That's what happens. And I think I have that too. And a lot of people do. Like when they go into crowds, all of a sudden they just feel like overwhelmed.
Right.
Yeah. And I can relate to that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, as you mentioned earlier, there's a spectrum,
Yeah.
obviously, and the ways that autism, the ways that they're able to identify autism, they've gotten much better at it. Which I often will point out to people. This people with their weird conspiracy theories about it all, and
Vaccines cause autism. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
big. That's the big one.
yeah, all
And
that,
honestly, we don't know.
all that, all
We
that.
don't know. When my son got diagnosed as a mother, I took it hard because
Yeah.
I thought it was something I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, maybe it was my diet. Maybe I
Yeah.
didn't do this enough. It's just something a mother does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
But
That-
no, he is a brilliant, smart kid, and he loves his song, Adam's World.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
So he's like, that's mine.
Yeah.
But I want to bring it to other children who need that.
Mhm.
Like I want to do kind of like resurgence of like I'm actually talking to some of the old Hanna-Barbera guys to
Really?
get involved in this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Whoever's left,
Yeah.
and it's great because they have that childlike spark still, even though they're older. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, I could do something with this. I could do something with this, And it's just, it puts a smile on my face versus what I was doing before,
Mhm.
which was turning me into a monster too.
Right.
So like,
right.
Unplug,
Yeah.
unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So this is so much more fun.
I can somewhat relate to what you're saying. There was a time when we used to do politics on this show, and we stopped that, and now we keep that separate from what we do here at WMNH. And from a mental health perspective, I do think it benefited me.
Yeah, because these little prejudices start happening, and
Mhm.
it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to get back to humanity and less of this. He did this, but he did this, but he did this.
Right.
Enough of that.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Do you find that in terms of, well, how old is Adam?
Adam is he just turned 9 on
9.
December 24th.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Adam.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Adam. Over the course of these 9 years, do you think that, what's your experience been in terms of, is there still a lot to learn? I assume there's still a lot to learn about autism. Is there still a lot that they don't know, or?
To tell you the truth, we're learning with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So luckily he goes to, I'm going to do a shout out to Nottingham West Elementary School because they go above and beyond for my kid. And it's the state pays for it. It's not a private school.
Yeah.
So, but they go above and beyond to
That's great.
help children. So I've seen my kid thrive. Like he's been, he's a different kid.
Really?
Yeah. Like
That's
now
awesome.
he gets into trouble now.
Yeah.
Before he'll just kind of be with his tablet like this,
Yeah.
Now he gets dirty, gets into things.
Oh, that's fantastic though.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, because public schools get a bad rap. when
They
it
do
comes to
get a
that.
bad rap. They
Yeah.
really do. But let's just say I was cautiously optimistic,
Uh-huh.
but now I'm totally blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So it's great.
That's great. And obviously for you, it's it's a challenge. Having an autistic. Is Adam your only child?
My only child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted, it was really crazy. So I was missing for a year and a half, and I was caregiving to my mother,
Yeah.
taking care of my autistic kid. So I had like zero time to myself.
Yeah.
And when she was sick and he was at school or she was asleep, I would do these little animation things.
Yeah.
And it just sort of kind of grew from there.
Okay.
It's like, I could do this. I could do this.
Had you done anything like that before on your? You mentioned you had dated some animators.
Yeah. Well, we used to do like more adult versions of that.
Yeah.
This is my first time ever doing children's television.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I'm smiling a lot more.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you I'm doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But I started a Kickstarter. We need some cash. Help.
Yep.
Help. So I need to do one polished pilot.
Okay.
And that's going to be our vehicle to,
Right.
shoot to the top. I got in touch with the CEO of New Balance because I was thinking about doing product tie-ins.
Yeah.
And since Zoe's sneakers light up when she's about to time travel, I thought that might be something that we can kind of team up on. I haven't gotten an official response yet.
It's a good idea though.
But yeah, it is. And it's, everybody knows someone with autism.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought it would be a good tie-in. And for Autism Awareness Month, we'll have a special brand of sneakers that happen to look just like Zoe's in the show.
Excellent. When is Autism Awareness Month?
June.
June. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know there was. Well, no, it makes sense. Actually, I think I do remember hearing that there was an Autism Awareness Month.
There's an awareness month for everything. I think there's like a peanut butter holiday too, and
well, as there should be. When was how soon was Adam diagnosed after he was born? Because obviously you don't know right away, right?
he was 3.
3. Okay.
He wasn't babbling,
Okay.
and
That's what I've read is one of the first indicators where you really kind of figure out that there's something here is if they're not.
and he would have like these attacks, like panic attacks.
Oh,
because
really?
he's trying to talk to me and tell me things,
Yeah.
and he started pulling his hair out.
Oh, wow.
So that's when we got him help,
Okay.
because he started just being aggressive toward him, like almost like I hate myself,
Oh, yeah.
or and I don't want to say I hate myself. That's horrible.
But that frustration.
He was frustrated is
Yeah.
the word. So when we got him help, we got him diagnosed, and sure enough, he was textbook. So he's got
Yeah.
ADHD and autism.
Yeah.
But he's sharp as a tack, though. Like, you could see the wheels spinning. He just can't talk. Or sometimes
Right.
he'll just pull his tongue. Little things like that, and it breaks your heart.
Does he learn very fast?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know Dr. Kevin. He's in Nashua. Dr. Kevin Ross Emery.
No.
He's been on the show, and he's done a lot of work in ADD and ADHD, and he's written some books about it. And actually, one of the books he's written is called Managing the Gift, and it's about how he calls it a gift because ADD or ADHD. It's like there are ways that you can use that to your advantage. For example, a lot of very successful entrepreneurs, have that, or they're on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So there are ways to.
No, I'm talking to the experts. So leave me his name. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I talked to someone whose his name is Alan Army, and he is the head of an organization for autistic children. He put me in touch with someone named Elaine Hall, who was a A-list acting coach, and she eventually had a kid with autism, and she started using those acting methods.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it started to work, and he got out of his shell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, using the ADL stuff, and it really worked out. So now she's kind of like a big deal now in the autism community, and she just happened to have an autistic kid, and who knew?
Right.
So I am been emailing back and forth, and a lot of people are they're excited about the project because we need something positive in this world.
Yes.
We do. Like, at least I do as a creator. You want to go home and say, you know what, I did my job.
Yeah.
And I actually went as far as contacting someone named Ted Anasty, who was one of the head animators of DuckTales.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. However, I was like Googling him like a weird fan, like who the hell looks for old animators from back in the day, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, I got his name, I got his number, cool. And the link next to him right after on Google, it was a GoFundMe. And I click on it, and he's in hospice.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, ah.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, but I've been talking to the old guys, though.
Yeah.
So it makes it more fun because once I get them excited, I can see their wheels turning. Like, oh, I've done this and that and this and that. So it's just really great.
Yeah. Sometimes, all it takes is one person to give you just a little bit of information or an idea, and you just never know.
Yeah. And it really is like being a showrunner really is like being in a band. You need your guitar player. You need your drummer. You need your bassist. You need your lead singer. Get together and make music. And if one of you guys is off, the whole band is off.
Right.
So I am putting together a band right now.
Yeah. Excellent. What else? Have you been doing anything else in terms of creative stuff, or have you been solely focused on the series?
So, well, I was doing another kind of puppet show, but we can't talk about that.
Oh,
that was just for fun, though. I was testing the yeah.
That's for Matt Connarton Unsheathed. That's a very different show.
That's a very different show.
Yeah.
Yes,
And it's not available on FM radio.
but yes, we'll stick to the kids.
Yeah. No, I was curious because you've done a lot, a lot of radio.
A lot of radio.
Back in LA especially, and what else? It seems like you've done a lot of voiceover work too, right?
Yes. So I churn them out. I just churn them out. Like, whatever comes my way, I need this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been surviving on that.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of experience in how long have you been in New Hampshire now? Has it been 10 years?
No, it's
No?
been 6.
It's been 6.
It's
Okay.
been 6. I'm acclimated.
Yeah.
Before I used to be such a wuss. And like now it's like I'm walking around with a t-shirt and shorts and checking my mail and
Yeah.
it's snowing outside.
Yeah.
Like I've come a long way.
Yeah.
And-
John Hopwood is who introduced us, right?
Yes, John.
Right.
Whatever happened to Hoppy?
I think he's around. Jenny, didn't the Hamers say that,
I
that
thought they
John
said
was
they recently had
that he was back-
communication with him.
he was
that,
back in Manchester?
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that, but he hasn't reached out to us yet.
He's very mysterious, that John Hopwood.
Mm.
He's a mysterious character. But that's right. That's how we met.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
met through John. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you've grown to like it here.
Yes, and I enjoy driving again. Thanks to
Yeah?
New Hampshire, because in LA it's stop and go, stop and go. No, literally,
Right.
I had like these big thighs of muscle in my abs because it was stop and go, stop and go, stop
Yeah.
and go, stop.
Oh
and go.
yeah.
And like here, you could just kind of like put it, and you're cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think I'm spoiled. I don't want to drive in California.
Right.
You
No,
know?
that's understandable. Well, the winters here too have gotten easier, so that probably helps.
Oh, climate change.
Because I grew up here, and the winters are definitely easier than when I was a kid.
I keep hearing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there's no getting. It's not subtle.
No.
It's not as subtle as some people pretend it is. It's very obvious. And I remember my dad's telling me that the winters are easier here than when he was a kid. Like he noticed it in the 80s.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, the winters here seem to be easier than when I was a kid." So no,
But there's still a real possibility if you don't have the right gear, you could freeze to death.
Oh
though.
sure. Oh yeah.
We don't want to give off like we're like the new Florida.
Right. No, we're a long way from that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get to that because I know what that means, because I am concerned. But in the moment, I enjoy it. Geez, we had one winter here. What was it? I think 2017, where winter just didn't show up at all. It barely snowed and it never got cold. It was incredible.
Yeah, but it created a lot of sleet. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleet's not good. Sleet's not good.
I found a new use for kitty litter because of sleet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What, to just put in the
Put it on
driveway?
the floor. Yeah, to get traction with your wheels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I didn't know that until I moved here.
Yeah. Now, does anyone from the West Coast come out to visit you?
Yes, I recently had both my sisters come.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. When they get here, are they like, oh, it's cold here? What are you
The
doing?
first thing my sister said was, "Where are all the homeless people?"
Oh, really?
Well, they're in LA, from LA, and it's like Mad Max over there. You
Yeah,
know? So by
yeah.
comparison,
Oh, yeah.
they were like, "Where are the homeless people?" I'm like, Manchester.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a problem here, but probably nothing like LA, right? I mean, you see the pictures.
It
and
looks
it's-
like post-apocalyptic now.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah. Do you get back out there to visit?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
The mom's thing was pretty rough, and I don't think I'm going to be going back for a while.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Have you been, so you've been working on the cartoon.
Mhm.
Are you doing that by yourself? And I mean, obviously you're trying to get other people involved, but so far is anyone like fully involved in the animation or anything? Or are you literally doing this all?
I'm doing this all on my own as of now,
Yeah.
but they tell me be patient because after the holidays,
Yeah.
we're going to work.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
So I mean the stuff I have on my website, on graciegato.com is basically just like what I would give to the networks is what basically a taste,
Okay.
kind of like a taste, like a visual thing, but it's not the solid end product.
Okay.
yet. So
No, it looks really good though. And as someone I've always been fascinated by animation in the sense that I'm kind of fascinated by anything that I know that I can't do. Like I have no visual artistic ability whatsoever. I can't draw. Like if you asked me to draw a person, I could draw you a stick figure. That's the best I could do. I look at Jenny's artwork and I'm amazed, or the macrame that she does.
oh yeah.
Because it's amazing to me because my brain, I always say this, my brain can't do the math. Like with the macrame, that's geometry.
Definitely.
My brain can't do the geometry. So I'm always, really interested when I look at things that I can't do, like animation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at, I watch the clip on your website and it's like, how do you even draw that? Like, because my brain wouldn't be able to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Well, the kids, I used my son's face as a model.
Okay.
So I got a picture of him when he was 7.
Okay.
and you know, sort of did a mock up there and kind of changed it up a bit, and yeah, and then I lost so much time playing with animation tools.
Yeah.
You know, like the actual like drawing, because I used to doodle a lot. I'm an oil painter,
Oh, okay.
so that was just like the natural progression. And there's some magic that happens when you get the lip sync going,
Yeah.
and then you get the voice, and then you get the background music, and when you get that trifecta,
Yeah.
they're alive.
They're
alive.
It
Yeah.
clicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, do you use software to? Forgive my ignorance, but
No, it's
I'm
fine.
just very curious. Like, do you use software to help you create the scenes, or are you doing it like old school? Like, are you actually hand drawing everything?
No,
or?
I'm not hand drawing anything. I actually,
Okay.
I've been using AI
Okay.
to kind of help out. And I know people go boo, but it's the cat's out of the bag. It's here,
Yes,
and there's
yes.
no avoiding it.
Right.
I mean, I think a friend of mine pointed out a car commercial was like blatantly using AI.
Sure.
So basically, AI has enabled me to become 10 people instead of one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the scripts are mine, though. The ideas are mine.
Yeah.
But they're simply, it's like having an assistant that's on speed.
Right.
So like the second I want something, bam, I got it. Okay, cool. And I'll just incorporate that. So it's like mixing a stew. You get all the ingredients from, television shows, like I say, DuckTales, where they time travel and they teach kids how to think.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit of that. You get a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And you just kind of make a stew.
Yeah.
And it's something completely brand new.
Yeah.
So that's something that's really awesome. I even wrote the theme song.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The other characters, because there's two other characters that I saw on the website.
Yes.
Right? Are those based on real kids, or are those just completely
Yes.
made up? They are.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I do know a kid who's obsessed with numbers.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Like like things that you wouldn't even think about, like how many teeth are in a mouth,
Right.
or just okay. That's kind of quirky, but that could work for the show,
Right.
Because they need to calculate speed, time to get, and how to get from point A to point B.
Mhm.
So they're going to need math to learn numbers.
Yeah.
Adam's internal dialogue is he uploads everything, but he has a Superdome that kind of teaches you what everything means.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a Superdome, kind of like a third eye kind of situation happening.
Okay.
Where he's
Okay.
projecting, what he's getting.
Yeah.
And, so it's great. So I got the trio so far, and,
Yeah.
they're going to get into adventures. And, we're even talking about like possibly having them grow up eventually. Well, they're in the 4th grade now. Hey, my powers are getting stronger,
Yeah.
and maybe it could lead up to something different, like else.
That's a cool concept too, because I'm trying to think. Is there another cartoon or another animated show where the characters actually do grow up? And I feel like there must be something.
South Park did it,
Oh, did they?
and The Simpsons.
Did they?
Yeah.
I haven't watched either of those in so long.
Yeah, there's a couple of episodes where they're all grown up. And then,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But not over a span of time where they got older and
right.
yeah.
Or maybe, things are open. Maybe they can get out of their animation bodies and become full,
Right.
full action motion, characters.
Right.
You know,
But I like that idea though.
yeah.
That they go from one grade to the next
And what to expect. And, new teachers are scary. Substitute teachers are kind of cool, but I don't really know them.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. And all those little things matter when you're autistic.
Yes.
Any little change is like, detrimental. Like,
Oh, even for anybody,
Yeah.
those things matter. So yeah, so I'd imagine for an autistic child, I can see where that would really be some heavy stuff to deal with. Yeah.
and it was an honest question to myself. Like, am I going to continue on with the division of people, or am I going to make something that's going to help?
Mhm.
Of course.
Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic. Yeah. So in the new year, you expect things will really start moving with it.
Yeah.
What's kind of your dream? Like, where would you most like to see it? Like Netflix, or where would you most like to see this land?
I would love to see it anywhere, really. It's just long as it gives children and identity.
Yeah.
Or-
I mean, you mentioned PBS, which seems like a perfect fit.
It is a perfect fit. There's always Netflix, there's Hulu.
Yeah.
I have an agent working on it. So basically we're trying to create like some kind of a bidding situation
Yeah.
come January.
Yeah.
To where it lands.
Yeah.
So it's as soon as January.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's exciting.
yeah, it is exciting, except for Hanukkah got in the way. So
Yeah.
my Jewish animators are down for the count.
Right.
And my Christian friends are like, we're not working until January 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I lost you both. Great.
Right.
So it's just me for now.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta observe the holidays. I get it. And I'm a showrunner, so I'm just constantly working through the holidays.
By the way, for people who don't know, what's a showrunner?
A showrunner is someone who is creating a show, and the person who has the actual vision, the overall vision. So it's basically like being the CEO of a company, so, but we're all working vital parts to the show.
It's kind of a literal term, showrunner.
Yeah.
You literally are running a show. I feel like, and you would know, having with your experience and having been in LA, I feel like I didn't always hear that term. I feel like I started hearing the term showrunner like 20 years ago, and that before that it was always producer or something. But I feel like am I right about that, or is that just my weird perception?
No, I don't know. I think because everybody's. I don't know. I honestly can't answer that.
I feel like it's a newer term.
I've always heard showrunner because it was kind of like going back to the circus. Like you're the showrunner of the circus.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of being facetious, and it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
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 Or I'm the I'm the person in charge of this show. So
so you've got, do you have other projects that you're thinking about doing in addition to this, or are you completely focused on
I'm
this?
completely hyper focused on this one.
Yeah.
And that's the way it has to be for each project. Otherwise
Yeah.
you're spread on too thin and people see right through it.
Yeah.
Especially the audience when you're half-assing anything.
Right.
They're pretty intelligent enough to pick that up.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, very cool. Very cool. Now, we should mention too, though, like you said, you take things that come your way. So you are available for voiceover work and things like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And how can people find you for that?
Go to graciegato.com, send me an email, and we will talk. Consultation, what you want. I'm pretty affordable.
What's the strangest one you've had?
Oh, God. The first one is the one that traumatized me was moan my IP.
Is that something we can... I'm very curious now. Is that something we can explain on a Saturday morning?
No.
Okay. But it was some sort of...
moanmyip.com.
Okay.
I did some voiceover for that.
Okay.
I haven't admitted to that
Oh, wow.
ever.
Does that still exist?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't checked. It's been years.
Yeah. I'm not gonna check here at the station's computer, but I'll.
And I did the voiceover of this clown killer thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I am screaming for my life
Yeah.
as this clown is undressing me.
Okay.
So that was probably the grossest voiceover.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even know if that was used.
Yeah.
But I got paid for it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, voiceovers can go from anything from like jingles to, radio stations like, 95.3, FM.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends. And I noticed that when they cast, they like people who have broadcasting experience because actors can't fake that.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why they go with the newscasters in film, the real
Right.
newscasters, whoever's available.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, it makes sense. That makes sense. Have you done any that I would have heard? Like any that are like really like mainstream commercials or anything?
Not that I can think of that's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just funny to think about. I may have heard your voice somewhere before we met you.
Probably. I don't know. There is a lot. There's a lot. So.
Have you ever had to say no to something, like somebody comes to you with a voiceover project and it's just too weird?
No, it's all about making copy work. But the only time I've said no is when they're too demanding and they want me to charge less. So it's like practically like, 50 cents an hour kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, dude.
No.
You're like, well, we're going to go somewhere else. I'm like, bye.
Yeah. You get what you pay for, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's wild.
So please, whoever's listening, go to graciegato.com or please donate some money to Kickstarter so we can get that episode going. So we
And
can
that
launch.
is GraCieGato.com.
You got it.
I want to make sure people know how to spell it. GACIEGATO.com.
Got it.
Yeah. Well,
And Miriam actually was just asking about spelling it. One of our listeners, who's actually a paraprofessional herself and
Great.
very active in the autism community.
Oh, send me an email. Let's talk.
Absolutely. You hear that, Miriam? She'd like to talk. I will make sure, actually.
I'm
that
just
she
trying to
gets your
get
email.
everybody involved, parents to educators, entertainment industry. It's amazing how many high-ranking entertainment industry executives have children with autism.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So
It touches many families.
Yeah.
Many, many families.
And it's interesting too to think about how many people don't realize it.
right,
And
and why not make a Saturday morning cartoon and make them feel better?
yeah,
I think that's awesome. I really do.
Thank you.
I think that's I think that's fantastic. Well, Gracie, I'm really glad you came in today. It's wonderful to see you.
Good to see you and Jen.
Good to see you.
We might won't hold you to it.
Don't
but-
have to wait for over a year next time to come back.
No, that was a crazy circumstance.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. Why you were-
100%.
what you were-
100%.
what-
But we love to have you. We love to see you. And I know our
Absolutely.
listeners love you.
Hopefully next month I'm gonna get the I'm gonna get the call and I'm gonna say, guess what, guys? I got greenlit. I got greenlit.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely have to have you back in then. Definitely.
And I do want to promote New Hampshire and New England, and I mean the whole story takes place there. They go to school, and the backdrop I made sure that it was like typical New England.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It looks like that in what I watched.
and
yeah.
that's kind of what I'm presenting to is a little bit of a New Hampshire pride, so to speak.
Yep. No, I think that's awesome. And Gracie Gato, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.